Now we are going to see the new topic, follow position. Do you have any doubts in this first, last and nullable? Shall we proceed? Okay. So let's move on to computation of follow position, right? So if you take follow position, first of all, actually follow position is nothing but literal meaning is what we are telling us if you are having two strings. So two strings like this. The regular expression is having two things, right? If this is represented by one regular expression, this is having AB, okay, and this is having ARB or something, right? Now we have to tell what is the follow position of C1. Okay, that means this follow position will be calculated only for the complex expressions which is having some operator. Either you may have dot operator or you may have star or R operator. Three things. Okay. In case of cat node, right, if it is a cat node, the follow position of C1 is, that means this will be the left child, C1 is the left child and C2 is the right child, right? Follow position of C1 will be, this C1 will be followed by the elements present or symbols present in C2, right? So follow position of C1 is first position of C2, right? So here we have to give this follow position for this operator. So that operator normally only for the operators you have to take. Normally the C1 will be given with some numbers, no? So in this C1 you are having first position as well as last position will be there, no? So for example, for C1 the last position is 2 means, then what I have to do is follow position of 2 is first position of C2, like that you have to tell. Okay, note down, follow position is applicable for again the symbols only. Here the symbols are represented as numbers, right? But that follow position is determined by the character which is present in that parent. If I want to know what is the follow position of 2, then if the operator is dot here, obviously C1 will be followed by C2. Then you can take first position of C2 as the follow position of C1. Okay, so that's what given here. Follow position of I will be taken from first position of C2. Clear? But what is that I? I is nothing but whatever the numbers you are having in last position of C1. I will show you with an example, right? This is for each position I in last position of a child, the successor or the first is the first position of its right child. Okay. Now let's move to the next operator, star. Okay. So if I am having A star, what are the strings generated by this? The first one is epsilon. Second one is single A. Third one is, what are the other strings? AA, right? That means this is followed by the same symbol, right? If I am having this, what will be followed next? Again A, right? So if it is a star node, if I is a position in last position of that node, last position of A is A itself, right? Then all positions in first position are also in follow position. That means we have already discussed for this star node, first position of C1, last position of C1, first position of the star node is first position of C1, last position of C1 is also, the whole star node is last position of C1 only. So the same will be taken here, right? So follow position is nothing but the last position of the same symbol. Okay, right. The third one is OR operator. In case if you are having OR operator, right? Can we give that for OR operator? Can you tell C1 or CB, C2? If it is like this, can you tell C1 will be followed by C2? Can you tell that? Yes? Can anyone answer this question? If I have a regular expression A or B alone, when I generate a string, shall I create a string like this? Is it acceptable?
No, ma'am.
What are the strings generated by this regular expression? Either A or B. So, we cannot generate follow position for this operator. Clear? So, follow position can be availed from, or we can get help to get this follow position either from star node or from concatenation node. Clear? Let me show you an example. Right. When you are generating follow position, first of all, we have to create a table. Okay. Now, what is follow position? So this one we have already created based on the regular expression. What is the regular expression given for this? Do you want me to refresh this again? A, B, A or B the whole star, A, B, B hash, right? This is what given. The first step is you have to augment with hash symbol and then construct tree by decomposing it and create a leaf node with all the symbols and number it from left to right. All the leaf nodes will be given number, and for each of these components we have to find first position as well as last position, right? What is first position of 1? Here all symbols are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one is 6. What is first position of 1?
1.
1. What is last position of 1?
1.
1. First position of 2, B? Same, B, right? What is last position of B? The same B2, right? Now here, what is first position of this OR operator? Either it will generate string from A or it will generate from B. So there is a chance to have the symbols from the first position of this left hand side one or the first position of right hand side. So what are the symbols we are having in this first position? Only 1, right? So here 1, comma, what is the first position of left right hand side? 2, right? So 2, they both will be taken. And similarly, last question is, in case if the string is generated from this left hand side, then 1 will be the last position character. And in case if you are generating string from the right hand side, then the last position of B is 2, that will be taken. Okay. And for star node, whatever you are having in this child, this whole thing is taken as C1. Any common complex expression C1. First position of C1 is first position of the star is first position of C1. And similarly, last position is last position of the C1. So we can just copy as such 1, 2, and here 1, 2. Okay, right. For this 3, this symbol A, what is the first position? The same symbol. For all the leaf nodes, if you are having a single symbol, then you can give can give the name same number as such for first position as well as for last position. So let me give this as 4, 4, and this is 5. Last position is also 5. Okay, right. When you are coming to concatenation, what should I do? What is first position of this concatenation expression? What is the expression at this position, ma? In the left hand side, what are you having? Can anyone tell what is the expression at this concatenation node? What is the left hand side expression? Here at this here in this point, you are having A or
B star.
Here we are having A or B star. In this concatenation node, you are having A or B star in the left hand side, and in the right hand side, you are having A. Okay. So what will be the first position of this node?
1, 2, or 3.
1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Actually, 1 will be there. What is the need to take 3?
With no, there'll be empty string.
In this C1, that is in the left hand side, we are having star node. That means it may generate empty string. So in the case if it is generating empty string, this will become empty. So this character will be coming in the first position. So this character, first right hand side node's first position will also be taken. Okay. But what is the last position of this expression? What is C2? C2 is A. It will never generate empty string. So the last position always have A for all the symbols generated by this expression. So 4 is the last position for this regular expression. Right? Now you can generate for all these things, and the tree is here. Right? Now we are going to find for each node, we have to find follow position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, 6 will be the last one, so we can't generate this. Okay. What is followed by 1? Can anyone tell? What is followed by 1? For our operator, let us start from this left node. For our operator, we cannot generate. Now let's come to this star. According to star node rules for follow position, whatever present in first position, for those positions, let's take like this. Whatever present in this last position, its follower is first position of this, right? So 1 may be followed by the same one, and similarly 2 may be followed by 1 as well as 2. Here also 1 as well as 2, right? Can you justify this? What is the expression for this point? A or B whole star. According to this rule, what am I saying is 1 tells A, right? Right, A. A may be followed by, if I generate a string for this regular expression, it may generate a string like this, A followed by AA. There's a chance to have AA, right? That means 1 is followed by 1. It may also generate AB. So in this case, A is followed by B. So hope my rule is correct one, right? 1 may be followed by either 1 or 2. Okay. What are the other strings generated by this A or B star? If in some situations, if I remove, if I am not using this A, I may choose the string from second right hand side. So in those case, B will be taken, or as we are having star, multiple occurrence of this will be coming, no? So B may be followed by A, or B may be followed by B itself. That's why here this is nothing but B, right? B is followed by A or clear, right? But I am not closing it because I am waiting for some other followers based on the other concatenation nodes. Okay. Now the star processing is over. Now coming to this one, concatenation rule, right? What is the rule given for follow position for concatenation node? For all the positions present in this first position of this node, yes, that will be followed by the last position of this. Or if I want to tell it in more clear way, all the strings generated by this in this last position will be followed by the first position of this. Okay. So 1, 2 may be followed by 3 also. Right? Shall we check it? What is the node at this point? What is the expression at this point, ma? A or B whole star in the right hand side. Okay. In the left hand side, what we are having here is A, right? Okay. In case if this expression is having single occurrence, right? Single occurrence means it is going to generate only one symbol A. Then what will be the next symbol? The symbol present here. So A, right? AA may be generated. Okay. In the same single occurrence, instead of A, if I choose B, then the strings generated by this regular expression is B. And it is followed by A, right? So BA. Okay. For A, I am giving the I have already given the number 1. For B, I have given the number 2. And this A refers the number 3. So 1 is followed by 3 and 2 is also followed by 3. Okay. That's why I have given 1, 2 is followed by 3. Clear, Ama? Now tell me, can we say this 3 is followed by 1 or 2? Can we tell? Can we say this third symbol, that is A, is followed by either A or B from this left hand side expression?
No, ma'am.
No. So we cannot include 1, 2 or in R3 also in follow position of 3. Okay. Now let's come to this concatenation node. Right? What is the last position of this left hand side? 3. What is the first position of this right hand side? 4. So now what we can say is this 3 may be followed by 4. Okay. So 3 is followed by 4. So I should not close it. Let's wait. Fine. Now when you come to this one, what is the last position of this left hand side child? 4. Right hand side child first position is 5. So 4 is followed by 5. Okay. Now according to this concatenation, what's that? Left hand side last position is 5. Right hand side first position is 6. 5 is followed by 6. 6 has no followers. Am I right? Clear? Any doubt? Rule 1 for concatenation to rule and rule 2 for star node. I will share that algorithm also. Based on rule 1, we are calculating for concatenation node means follow position of 3, follow position of 4, 5, 6. All these are calculated based on rule 1. And for this one alone, 1, 2, we had that star node, so we have used it. Okay, va? Shall we move on to transition table? Do you have any doubts or do you want me to explain with one more example? Let's complete this transition function and then we will move on to that. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to start giving states for DFA. Okay. So what is the starting state for DFA? I'm going to create a transition function table, right? Let's take the transition states here, states for DFA here. And what other symbols should be present here? All the symbols except epsilon should be present in this column as we are generating DFA. Okay. So how will you give names for the states? Let's take the first one, right? The first one is starting status. We have to see what is the root node of the tree. That first position symbols will be considered for states A. Okay. So let me show you what is the here. In this root node, what is the first position? See here, what is the first position? Of this root node. This is the root node. Okay. So in this root node, first position is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 will be taken as the whole set. That those combination will be named as A, and that will be taken. Okay, right? So let me give the states name as A. Now we have to find transitions on A and B. Right? Now, in this 1, 2, 3, first we have to see which are all having, as we are going to find transition for A, out of these positions, 3 positions, which are all having the symbol A. A is 1 and 3 is also A then, right? Can you see here? What is 1? 1 is A, right? Or if you are finding it difficult, let me write the regular expression here. A or B the whole star, A, B, B dash, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to process 1, 2, and 3. Out of these 3, as we are processing transition on A, these 1 and 3 are having the symbol name as A. So I'm just taking that follow position of 1 and follow position of 3 alone. What is follow position of 1? What is follow position of 1? Follow position of 1 is 1, 2, 3. Follow position of 3 is 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 union 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it be a new state B. Okay. And let me give this as B. I'm having that state here also. Now D transition. D means DFA transition from A on input symbol B. Out of 1, 2, 3, because 1, 2, 3 is state A, right? Capital A, right? So out of that, 2 is having the symbol B. So we have to consider follow position of 2 alone. Follow position of 2 is 1, 2, 3 according to this table. Right? 1, 2, 3. So we have to take follow position of 2 is 1, 2, 3, which is nothing but A, the same state. So we can write here as A. Right? So we processed state A transition. Now let's move on to the second state B. What is the transition from B on input symbol A? What are the states in B? These states are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? Here we are having. Right? Out of that, 1 refers A, 3 refers A, but 4 refers B, 2 refers B. Right? So we have to take follow position of 1 and follow position of 3. And then you will get 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be coming. That is nothing but The same combination is already available in B. So B on A is B itself. Fine. Now transition from B on input symbol B. 2 refers B and 4 refers B. Right? So follow position of B is 1, 2, 3. Follow position of 4 is, you can see from here, 4 is always followed by 5. So 5. You can refer this regular expression itself and you can say. Right? So 1, 2, 3 union 5, as it is having a new combination, let me give the state name as C. So here C. Right. And as we process transition for B, now let's move on to C. What is the D transition on A? Again, what are the transition symbols here in C? 1, 2, 3 and 5. This is state C. Out of that, 1 is representing symbol A, 3 is representing symbol A, 2 is representing B and 5 is also representing B. Okay. So let's take follow position of 1 and follow position of 3. Same as transition of A, comma A, the same thing will be coming 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's give the transition destination state as B as such. The same combination, right? And for follow position, ready transition on B is, we have to take follow position of 2 as it is representing B and 5 is also representing B, right? So 1, 2, 3 is the follow position of 2 and follow position of 5 is followed by another, right? 6. So we are giving hash, that is 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 6. Let me give the transition as name as D, right? So the state name is D here. Now we have to process D, right? In 1, 2, 3, 6, A represents is represented by 1 and 3. 2 represents B and 6 represents hash, right? So we have to find follow position of 1 and follow position of 3. 1, 2, 3 union 4. So that is same B. So let me give this as B. On transition of B means it has to take the symbol B, right? Only follow position of 2 will be coming. So follow position of 2 is 1, 2, 3, which is A itself. So we can complete like this. That's all. It is easy. RE to NFA, NFA to DFA, or this one. So which is the start state? A is the start state, and which is having that hash symbol. D is having the hash symbol, no? So D is the final state. Final state is represented like this. Can we draw the transition diagram? That is DFA. From the table, you can easily draw this.